One doesn't often think of pastries and art as going hand in hand. Adam Wiltfang harnessed this idea and strives to leave people with lasting memories of his art that are at the same time gorgeous, delicious, and recreatable.
I grew up and I always wanted to be an illustrator. Went to art school, liked the whole aspect of art, but had the attention span that could last about half an hour. Dropped out of there and went to Columbia and kind of tried to do some architecture, stuff like that. But it always kind of fell back to, oh, I can do this and create, give it away, people enjoy it, and then I get to start all over again. Always cooked and baked, like with my grandparents and my mom and stuff like that, but kind of combined the two. I worked at a couple different bakeries, one starting in high school in my hometown, and then a couple up in Chicago where I would go in a couple days a week, and basically they'd have everything ready for me and I would just draw cartoon characters. Kind of picked it up, watched around what they were doing, and kind of figured out, oh, I could do this. It was one of those things. I was working construction with my dad, and he's like, it's great that you're helping me, but I know this isn't what you want to do, so what do you want to do? And so he's like, come up with a business plan, tell me what you want to do. We'll go to the bank, talk about getting a loan, and it just kind of snowballed from there. The initial plan was wedding cakes, custom wedding cakes, doing that kind of stuff, because then there was more of the artwork aspect to it. And it was starting to hit bigger here in like New York and Chicago and LA and stuff like that. And it was right around the time that Ace of Cake show came out, things like that. So people were getting more aware of it. So I was like, I can do something like this, and it's not your standard birthday cake that people are used to with buttercream roses and just your handwriting. I can do sculptures of things and hand-painted items and stuff like that. And we have one right now where the lady wants a 3D dragon that wraps around the entire wedding cake. So we've done those. We've done suspended cakes where the parts of the tiers look like they're floating. We've replicated wedding dresses. I mean, that's the fun part, is getting to create all the stuff, or getting to take their ideas when they come in, being able to tell them this is what I know will look good, but at the same time, I always try to push it a little bit further. Like, I always love to add on different things, like because I want their wedding cake to be unique to them. I want them to come in now and then come in a year from now, and if they still get that cupcake that they tried when they were here visiting family or whatever, it needs to be the exact same thing. It needs to look the same, it needs to taste the same. So that consistency and quality is something that we try to get perfect every time. We've kind of, over the past 5 or 6 years, honed those designs to, when you see it, you know it's a designer desserts cupcake. Be it the type of swirl we do, the way in which we style them and stuff like that, but it's kind of, I want you to be able to look at it and either right off the bat say, oh, it's pink champagne or key lime pie or whatever, like by the look of it, or you'll at least have that direction going into it, knowing what it is. So like the s'mores one is rolled in crushed graham crackers and has a homemade marshmallow dipped in chocolate on top of it. So you see everything and there's no question about what it is. We went through, and when we were redesigning some of the cupcakes, I said, we have this original one. So like what you would say a regular cupcake, it's a vanilla cake with a vanilla buttercream that we tint pink, and it sprinkles in a cherry. So just your original, authentic cupcake. But I'm like, but it needs to be designer. So we found a company in Canada, well, I found a company in Canada that will custom dye sprinkles to add that little touch so it makes it unique. I've made up there's on the menu 108 flavors, but we've always had trial and error where we do this, or we're getting a little bit more into experimenting. A lot of them are your traditional dessert or just traditional flavors that you would think of with a little bit of a twist to them, but then, I mean, there's some totally off the wall ones. One of those things, like, just take things that people love and turn them into cake. I like it because you get to see the reaction on the people's faces or hear it from them about how great it was. And now that we've done their wedding cake, we do their baby shower cake and then the kid's birthday cake. They're gonna have that specific memory of this cupcake. Then I get to create it all over again.